My name is Lebohang Leduka. I am from the Mountain Kingdom of Lesotho. I hope everybody is able to join in so that we can begin. As I've said, today is our graduation. We have made it so far. Today is the last leap onto the journey that we took 6 weeks back. So I would like to congratulate every one of us for making it so far. And I hope everyone is wearing the traditional attire as was requested for today's session. So for today, what we're going to do is that we are going to introduce ourselves. When we do the introduction, we'll say our full names, our countries, where we come from. Then we can say the best experience that we had over the course of these 6 weeks. The experience would be something that stood out for you during the whole program. And then you can say your action plan after the program, what you're going to do based on the information that you got, how you're going to integrate it into your everyday routine, your career, and your everyday life. And then secondly, after we have all introduced ourselves, and please let us try to be as brief as we can be, but being direct and precise onto what we want to say. And then after the introduction, what we'll do is that we'll have volunteers who wish to say a few words, make a very short summary or speech about everything that they have learned, and an encouragement and a congratulatory to all of us for making it out. And then we'll have our president come in and he'll give us a few words. And from the few words after he has given us, he will also open for question and answer briefly before we conclude the ceremony. One important note is that our certificates are all ready, but they will be sent to us via email after the graduation ceremony. We also have also been made aware that we have a guest speaker today. Once he's in, he will join us and then he will give us a few words of encouragement on how to implement what we have learned into the real world. Now, without wasting any time, I'll go first with the introduction. Please allow me, when you introduce yourself, I'm just going to choose names randomly, and then we'll just introduce ourselves. So let me start first. My name is Lebohang Leduka. I come from the Mountain Kingdom of Lesotho in landlocked in Southern Africa. What I do, I graduated as a political scientist. Currently, I work as a district manager under a retention project of ECPAF, which serves under the mission that no child should have AIDS and that everybody should be virally suppressed. I learned mostly about the leadership that for me to be a leader, I need to start first by being a good leader to myself and honoring my work ethic and my values. And that is something that I'm going to take home going forward, helping young children and adolescents to stay virally suppressed. Thank you. Now, without any waste of time, please forgive me if I don't pronounce your names as they should be pronounced, because, okay, some are a bit difficult to pronounce, but I hope that I'll get them right. So before we continue, is there anyone who would like to make a congratulatory speech before we jumpstart with the introductions? Please raise your hand so that we can start with that. 2 or 3 people. Please remember to mute yourself if you're not saying anything. Thank you. Hello. Can we please mute yourself? You are not going to make a speech, please. Okay. So no volunteers for the speech team? No one? So we should get straight into the introductions. All right. Lack of volunteers means we should just start introducing ourselves. So Morgan, can you please start with the introduction? Morgan.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Morgan Tetare. I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm a social and economic justice activist. I'm also a Students for Liberty ambassador, where we promote rights, property rights, all the human rights. They are important to us. My takeaway message from the training was on how African issues are interlinked and how our problems, we share the same problems, and how young people should create a vast network that can advocate for change, not only talk about issues, but also implement, doing the work on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nosipo, can we hear from you? Nosipo, can you hear us?
Hi, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone, my name is Nosipo and I'm from South Africa. Lebogang and I actually basically are from the same country, if you think about it. I am a graduate of international relations at the University of Pretoria Ecology, and then I also pursued a second degree in development studies. I have a huge interest and fascination of international affairs and diplomacy because I grew up watching my mom. Well, she still works at the South African Foreign Ministry, so all the work that she did really inspired me to want to go into that field. And I'm actually happy to say that now finishing the program has given me a lot of cool insights and theories and perspectives that I'm going to now apply to an internship that I've just been accepted to, because it deals with a lot of African relations, especially as it pertains to Southern Africa. So I'm looking forward to seeing and looking back at the experiences I've had in this program and how I can apply it into this internship that I'm about to start. But thank you for everything, guys. It was a really cool experience.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we are practically sisters now. Okay, can we move on to someone else? Kennedy, can we hear from you? Kennedy?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. I'm Kennedy Obuge. I'll please speak if I can introduce myself without turning my video on because my network is not that good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Kennedy Obuge. I come from Kenya. I live around Nairobi, Kenya. I studied Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, and now I'm data analyst at Airtel Africa, Airtel Kenya, that is. Then this program has really helped me, has really build my skills about entrepreneurship and leadership skills, and also I've interacted with people from other countries. Like for now, I have a friend from Southern Sudan, and yeah, from Southern Sudan. Then I'm going to use these skills that I gained in this program in advocating for the internet governance. If anyone is interested about learning more about the internet governance, please contact me and I can share. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Kennedy. Even though at times it was kind of hard to hear you, I hope my fellow teammates heard you for the most part. Thank you very much. Can we move on to Moses? Moses, can you hear us?
Yes,
All right.
I can hear you. But I would like to apologize. Currently, I'm in a terrible place. I can't display or unmute my video, but I'm almost reaching home. I'm just from work. I apologize for that.
All right.
So I did philosophy. That's my education background. I did philosophy. And then currently I'm also pursuing Bachelor in Business Administration. And I'm also an employee working for JPIGO under the Achieve project, which has two components. The OVC component, which deals with the vulnerable children and HIV-exposed infants and the positive caregivers. And then the second component, which is a dreams component, it deals with young women who are out of school or at high risk of dropping out of school. So we give them sessions and they are also trained at the end. We capacitate them, giving them financial literacy, and then we also give them estate up because these are the young women who are mostly affected in our community due to some other vulnerabilities in the community. I'm working in the Department of M&E, so this is currently about myself, and I come from the central part of South Sudan, which is Central Equatoria. Yeah, I think up to here, I'm done.
Thank you so much, Moses. I get that we have a lot in common. I have been a Dreams ambassador myself, so it's a good experience to bond with other fellow Africans. So let's move on. Fozia, can we hear from you? Hello, Fozia. Can you hear us? Or should we move on? Okay, let's move on to somebody else. I don't think she can hear us. Chris, can we hear from you? Chris? Okay, seems like Chris is having a problem connecting as well. Can we move on to Nelson, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
We can hear you now.
Okay, I'm Chris Olivier Ngboko from Republic of Congo, and I have a bachelor degree in finance and accounting from Graduate School of Management, University Anglo-Saxon from Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, and now I'm working as public servant at the Ministry of Control of State. And I learned a lot of things during this seventh cohort about leadership, diplomacy, and others. I'm very grateful to be part of the seventh cohort of African Rebirth. That's all.
Thank you so much, Chris. Can we move on to Iman? I hope I'm pronouncing it as it is. Iman?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Iman Jamil. I'm 22. I'm graduated from Advanced University, and I have a marketing management development. And I really appreciate that I am in Africa Rebirth first 7, and I'm glad to have you guys. I really have like better experience in 6 weeks, and I feel I am lucky very much because I learned a lot of things about Ethiopia, about my country even, and this is so good. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Fozia, you can go next. Hi, Fozia, you're breaking up.
I'm gonna switch my video.
Okay, I'm not sure if it's just me, but you are really breaking up.
Oh.
Fozia, hello. Fozia, you're really breaking up. Can you try to get a more stable network and let us move to somebody else and we'll get back to you? Can we move on to Frank? Frank?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Frank Campore, coming from Burkina Faso. I'm graduated from the University of Ouagadougou, which is the capital city university, where I studied translation and
Can we please mute ourselves if we are not talking? Can we please mute ourselves? Rebecca, can you please mute yourself? Rebecca, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Please mute yourself. Can the host please help me in muting Rebecca? Please. Where that the mic is unmuted. Okay, can we please proceed? Frank, were you done? Hello, Frank. Frank, we can't hear you.
sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. I was saying that I'm graduated from the University of Ouagadougou, where I studied translation and interpretation, and I'm now working as a translator interpreter at Blue Diamond Leading Solutions. And I'm really glad to have been part of this second cohort of African Rebirth.
Frank, please unmute yourself. Okay. Okay, the host had muted all of us, so we didn't hear the last part. Yes.
Okay, I just say that I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful to the African Rebirth leaders, because I have learned a lot about leadership, entrepreneurship, and all those stuff. And now I feel like I'm a better version of myself compared to what I was before I started this program. So it was an amazing program, an amazing journey. I have met a lot of people, and I'm so glad and so happy to have been part of these 7 cohorts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Frank. Can we move on to Alemu, or is it Alemu, if I'm pronouncing it well? Can we please proceed on to you? Alemu, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, can you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Okay, can we move on to somebody else? Sarutu, if I am pronouncing your name properly, forgive me. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarutu Bukargana, and I'm from Zamfara State here in Nigeria. I graduated, I am a graduate of business management, and I had a master's in industrial and labor relations. I currently work as an operations admin officer at Portfolio House. I just recently started this program. What stood out for me in Africa, I'm really delighted having to have attended this initiative. It has been great. What stood out for me is the similarities we have with each other and how all of us are enthusiastic to see our nations better and see Africa move forward. And by this, I see a great Africa coming up, and I'm so excited about it. In the course of the program, I learned more about diplomacy and financial. We had a financial session that helped open my eyes in terms of investment and all that, and it has been a worthwhile session. Thank you, everyone, and it's great to meet all of you.
Thank you so much. Can we move on to Andrew? Andrew, can you please proceed? Andrew.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Let me switch on my camera. Okay, my name is Atmaya N. Romashanda. I'm from Zimbabwe. I came from a city in Zimbabwe called Masvingo, and I'm currently studying my bachelor's degree in communication and arts. I'm also working for Unilever Brands, and I just want to thank Africa Rebirth for this opportunity. I had a very amazing time. I learned a lot. I experienced a lot of cultures. I met a lot of people. I gained a lot of lessons. So thank you once again, African Rebirth. This has been an honor.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Okay, can we move on to, can I just quickly go through the chat box? It's like that people that's saying they are going to have a bad reception. In the meantime, can we please move on to, Fozia, is your network fixed now? Can you go, or should we skip you? Fozia? You are still breaking up. You are still breaking up. John, can you please go next? I see your message. John, can you please go next?
Yes, please. A very good evening to you. Are you getting me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, well, let me maybe turn on my video just in 1 minute. If you could accommodate me, that it's fine. Yeah, just 1 minute. I'll be on. Yeah.
Can we skip you and go to somebody else, or you're settled now?
No, I'm settled. Just a moment. Hello. Good evening. This. Hello. Are you getting me?
Yeah, we can get you. Please proceed.
Let me remove the mask. I know you're scared. Okay, I think I'm clear, right? I was in darkness, kind of, yeah, it's a Friday and, it's a weekend. Anyway, I'm John Bosco. Lila, are you getting me? Are you seeing me well?
We can see you. We can hear you.
Yeah, cool then. Thank you. John Bosco Oriem from Uganda. Yeah, it's been great meeting everybody in here. It's been a week full of experience, learning, and progressing and all that. So tentatively, that's me. I work with African Union. Currently, I'm on the Bingwa project, whereby we work with the youth. We are accelerating the COVID uptake in the entire continent. So I'm one of the ambassador stationed in the entire East African country. That's where I'm working currently. But traditionally, I'm a clinical dietitian and nutritionist. In Uganda, I work at Port Portal Regional Referral Hospital. Yeah, I'm passionate about the young people. I love to learn, relearn, and keep learning. So it's been really awesome meeting all of you from different walks of life. Yeah, I met good friends. I met my good friend, our moderator for today. She's my good friend. So yeah, I want to appreciate the entire team from African Rebirth for this opportunity. And going forward, yeah, let's keep the networking, and yeah, that's all about me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. Can we move on to Nelson? Can you hear us now? Can you go in? Nelson? Okay, let's move on to Ruth. Ruth, are you there? Ruth, okay. Let's move on to Asha.
Yes, please. I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me. It's actually raining very heavily here. I don't know if you can hear.
Please proceed. We can hear you.
So my name is Ruth. My name is Ruth Afoko, and I come from Ghana. I hold a degree in communication. I'm at the moment in school studying Spanish and French. I also work with the United Nations Information Center here in Ghana. I'm going to be so brief because it's raining and then the network is not stable. So I'll go ahead to share what my take home is. My take home for this summit is if in diplomacy you can disagree, but it shouldn't affect your relationship. For me, my place of work is a place where relationships are highly valid. So I think this words that I learned from the Africa Rebirth Summit has really placed me on another level to be able to connect with my colleagues at work. We do a lot of discussions, we do a lot of deliberations. I've learned to tolerate them, and I've learned to, though disagree with them, it shouldn't be taken personally. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Can we move on to somebody else? Denise, can we move on to you if I'm pronouncing your name correctly? Denise? Okay, let's move on to Dorothy. Dorothy, can you hear us? Okay, let's move on to Rejoice. Rejoice, can you hear us?
Hi, hello, how are you? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Titsiri Joyce Bumbrai. I'm from Zimbabwe. I stay in one of the oldest cities, Mashingo. Currently studying Bachelor of Arts.
Are you still there?
In English and
Dorothy? Hello? Okay, it looks like we have lost Rejoice. I don't know if it's my network or you still could hear her, but from my end, I couldn't. Can we move on to Abram? Hello?
With Zimbabwe Open University.
Rejoice? Rejoice, we can't hear you. You're breaking up. Okay, I think we have lost her. So can we please keep on moving forward? Can we have Edward or Helen? Edward, Helen, you guys are not there?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Helen. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
My name is Helen from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm practically just Kenyan because I was born here, I grew up here. I graduated from Maseno University with a degree in international relations and diplomacy. And one thing I'd say about having been at the 7th cohort of African Rebirth is that I have learned a lot. I was happy to have been at the session where we spoke to the ambassador US to Zimbabwe, and he said something that I think stuck with me as I aspire to be a diplomat. And he said that listen to understand. Don't just listen to reply. Notice most people listen to reply, not to understand. But once you understand the other person's point of view, then it's easier to solve a problem and also understand them better. I'd like to thank African Rebirth for this opportunity and say congratulations to everyone else as we graduate today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we move on to Dr. Jamal, if I'm pronouncing it correctly? Okay.
Hello.
Doctor, hi.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations on this day. I'm Dr. Jamal. I'm Dr. Jamal Ali from Ethiopia. I'm glad to have you all. I'm a medical doctor and a general practitioner and a lecturer at my university. My profession is medical doctor. I'm very glad to be in this 7th course of African Rebirth. And I want to say congratulations for all these teams. You have been doing great and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Claire, are you? You're up next. Please say something. Okay. Can we move on to Edward?
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My apology for not wearing my traditional attire since I moved from the village to the city, so I did not come with my traditional attires. So I'm Edward Philibus, and I'm from Namibia. I'm currently a final year political science student at the University of Namibia. And during this cohort, I learned a lot from different people, and especially during our
You are breaking up. We can't hear you.
able to connect what they are saying to my ideas also. And then I also learned a lot from the session of diplomacy, where I heard from my Deputy Minister of International Relations, where she was talking about how you can get in the system of becoming a diplomat in Namibia. I didn't know that there was a system before, but when I listened to her, I came to understand that there is a way on how you can get into to be part of the international relations ministry. And I also learned that in Africa, especially Southern African people, I think we have almost the same cultural background. When I listened to other people when they were talking about their cultures, I can relate to some of the things that they were saying. So yeah, I learned a lot of things from this cohort. So I'm just thankful to African Rebirth, and I can just say, let's keep on working on the things that we get, and then we just use our experience to better Africa. Thank you.
Thank you. There has been a suggestion that if any one of us is having network problems, since we keep on waking up, we can kindly just type in our chat box and we'll go through the chat box and read it out loud. But for those who are still having stable network, we'll continue just introducing ourselves briefly. And for the sake of time, if you know that you haven't said anything, can we please raise our hands so that I don't have to call out people that have called before, and so that we can just kind of like move in quickly. Asha, I see your hand. Alemu, I see your hand. Paul, I see your hand. Marilyn, I see your hand. Can we go about in that order? Alemu, Asha, Paul, and Marilyn. I hope I've all pronounced your names correctly. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Asha Bonaya from Kenya. Can you hear me?
Asha, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Thank you. I'm Asha Bonaya from Kenya. I'm founder Empower to Empower Initiative, a community-based organization working on peace and security advocacy in Marsabit County of Kenya. I'm also a final year student at Karatina University pursuing Bachelor's of Education Arts. One most outstanding thing that stood out for me is about diplomacy, and I'm also glad that I was part of the communications team for the 7th cohort. Thank you. I'm sorry, wherever I am, I can't be able to turn on my video.
It's fine.
Thank you.
Marilyn.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marlene Leon. I am from South Sudan. I am based in South Sudan currently. I put on my traditional attire. This is a tondura, we call it tondura, and there's a lawa and a vest inside. This is for Mundare, but I'm not a Mundare because we have been fighting for tribalism in South Sudan, so I choose to put on this attire to represent South Sudan to the Africa. All right, I am a graduate flow. I just graduated recently, last year. So I'm an advocate. I work at a law firm, and also I do work for Advocates Without Borders, like we deal with GBV cases. Hello? We deal with GBV cases, like we handle cases for, hello?
We can still hear you, we can hear you.
Okay.
Please proceed. Yes.
Okay. I am really grateful for this program. I learned a lot. I don't have much to say. Thank you.
Thank you, advocate.
Thank you.
Alemu, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, please, you have your hand up. Okay. Can we please raise our hands so that I do not have to repeat people that have said something? But I also see that Claire has written in our chat box, he or she says, I am grateful for the 7th cohort. And I have learned a lot in the 5 to 6 weeks. Thank you for bringing different experts to coach me. I trust I'll implement most of what I have learned. Thank you very much. Does that mean in the absence of hands, everyone has introduced themselves? Gaila, if I am pronouncing it correctly, please say something. We lost you. Hello. Please unmute yourself so that we can hear you. Please unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla Imuntu, and I'm 18 years old, and I live in Burundi. And so one among the many things I learned for the 7 cohorts of African birth was having values. I think because we all have something we work on, we are just so focused on getting the task done, but we also must have values for
I think we have lost her. Can we have Paul, please? Paul,
Good evening.
you? Good evening.
I'm sorry I can't turn on my camera, but yeah, I'll just communicate. My name is Paul Mohio or Moto, and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a graduate of filmmaking and also 3D animation. I've worked at media houses for the past 5 years, and currently I'm an entrepreneur and the founder of a company called liveoyamashariki.africa, where we build awareness and create content concerning how climate change influences our mental well-being. What I've learned in a cohort, it's that, it's African's time, and we just need to start moving and uniting. Thank you.
Thank you. Fozia, your hand is up.
Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me now.
We can hear you now.
Okay, greetings everyone. How are you doing? I want to say congratulations to everyone who made it through. It was a really great, enjoyable journey. Having different seminars in finance and diplomacy, media, politics, and everything that we needed as a young leader. And I want to say that I had a really, really great time. throughout. I really had so many connections with so many different African countries. I've already made so many friends. So it was really great experience. And I want to say thank you so much for the president and the founder. And also thank you so much for the participants for making it through till this day. And I really had really great experience, and I hope we're gonna like make other friends of us to join it in the next cohort. I wish if there is another cohort for us too, as a suggestion, if we can continue it, because it was really enjoyable. It was much more than 100 steps forward for me, and I hope we all are gonna work for better change of Africa, and we're gonna be a team together, change Africa for the better, and we Africa for also the world. And I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Fauzia. I don't know how to pronounce it well, so I'm gonna opt for saying Biggie and Privilege. Can we hear from you guys? You haven't said a word. Privilege, Biggie, can you guys introduce yourselves? Okay, I'm not saying anything. Anyone else? I see just Alimu's hand. Unless there's any other hand I can't see, I only see that one. Does that mean we have all introduced ourselves and we can move on to any volunteer who wants to make a speech in the absence of the hands? Okay, we have a chat box here from, I hope I'm going to pronounce the name correctly, so help me God. It says, okay, just a minute. It says, hi everyone, my name is Privilege from Zimbabwe, a recent graduate. I studied Bachelor of Education Honors degree in African languages, and now I'm into farming. Congratulations to everyone, a young lady with a disability. I feel very honored to be part of the 7th cohort. I learned a lot, and as everyone knows, the disability community is very vulnerable, and this was a very big opportunity for me to teach my community what I have learned in politics, entrepreneurship, finance. Thank you, Privilege. I'm sure the community is very happy to have a representation. Anyone? In the absence of hands, I believe that we can move forward. A last chance team. Anyone who hasn't said his or her introduction, please come forward. No hands? Okay. Now, moving on, if there are no more hands. Okay. It says, hi everyone, my name is Cici Rejoice and I'm from Zimbabwe, currently studying Bachelor of Arts in English and Communication Studies with Zimbabwe Open University. It was truly an honor to be part of the African Rebel 7th cohort program. I learned a lot for the past 6 weeks. I have heard personal development. I truly gained more knowledge on financial literacy, wellness, and it helped me to make an informed decision and helps me to achieve financial goals. Okay, thank you very much. If that is all, I would love to have anyone who would love to give a speech. Anyone? No one? Team? After 6 weeks, we're still doing this. Can we just have someone? Anyone? Should we start volunteering people?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's so lovely to be here. I have a poem that I would like to present for the graduation ceremony.
Please do.
Okay, just give me a second to access the poem. But in the meantime, I would also just love to say something whilst I'm here, I guess. It's been so lovely being part of the 7th cohort as well with African Rebirth. because for me, I am just starting to be involved with a lot of volunteering projects, and everything that I was asking in my head, Father, my Father in heaven, I hope I will know this information by the time I start my project. I then came across this information through this very same training. So I'm very grateful that I was a part of this training. And I'm just going to read the poem out for you guys now. Okay. So it goes. The future of Africa is ours and has no limits. The instilled illusions within have been that we lack, but that has never been so. Stuck in a competitive state for riches, yet the richness to restore is the one from within. The illusion has been that we have lost, but the reality is we've become undone. Undone of our hope, undone of our dignity, undone of our unison, leading us to our losing our authenticity, our minerals, to some extent our sanity, to just lustful habits. But are we not in our wholeness of our richness? Are we not whole in our true origins? I know for sure that we are more. We are strong and we are powerful, yet to embrace our true Africanism. Our identity was never to match the Europeans or otherwise. It has always been all things us, that we ourselves have done a great deal to stir away from, clouded in a mix of blends and everything that is not us, lost in dissatisfaction that has led us to want to fit in, but that just leads us to losing ourselves, losing our culture and having it so far gone in a mix that has us in a drift. But the time has come now to find ourselves all over again, to embrace our true Africanism. There is no shame in the difference that we bear. There is power in it. There is power, which is a superpower. That is how we strive. That is how we rediscover and rebuild and restore and reunite as one, moving away from all that deception that we have ever lacked. We don't need to be anyone else but us to be whole. A whole Africa is in our efforts to voice out our true heritage and see the greatest beauty, because Africa truly is a beauty. Africa is strength. Africa is love. Africa is nurturer. Africa is capable of standing on its own, and it shall and it will. Africa will rise up to its wholeness because Africa is us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was very inspiring.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. Okay, was there someone? Did I hear a voice? Okay, at this point in time, if we are done with introductions, before I hand over to the communications team, I would love to just say a few words. I don't know if I'll be visible enough, but I am wearing my African attire. In my country, if you're wearing this blanket, it's the blanket of royalty. And it's just a way of me saying it has been a privilege to meet such inspiring young people. And first and foremost, I am humbled enough to see more women taking up spaces where we're talking about entrepreneurship, talking about leadership, because it just inspires us to say, in as much as women have been sidelined for so long, we are taking up a lot of spaces. When we get in, we just ooze of confidence and we command the respect that has been long overdue to us. And to see more women taking up spaces like this one is just, it's inspiring, and it also encourages me to just go and do more and just be a beacon of hope to another young girl who wish they had a mentor who knows and has been in trainings and has this knowledge that I have gained through the 7th African cohort, rebirth cohort. And it's one of those that I'll treasure for the rest of my life. And when I go out there and I interact with young girls, I interact with adolescent girls, I'm just going to be this resilient, determined, resilient, empowered, mentored, and very resilient young girl who is just oozing of confidence and is willing to just let the generation that is coming after us to just take after us and just take risks. And as much as this has been online, I really believe that through the interactions that we're making in our own personal space, when we hear that somebody else is doing this, somebody else is doing that, we be able to just partner up and just make sure that what we learned in the 6 weeks, we take with us for the rest of our lives, and the networks that we have formed will be for life. So I just want to say thank you. And I want to hand it over to the communications team. From the communications team, we'll hear from our president, and he'll just close off the ceremony. And we're very grateful for having been selected to be a group of these amazing young people who have, shared our time, and we just made it to just meet here virtually and just learn as much as we can, because we are the hope. In the past, we used to say the youth are the future, but we are not the future, guys. We are the present, and in this present moment, we are here and we are making the changes so that those that come after us can come and live the future that we had imagined by creating it in the very same time that we are here in this present moment. Thank you very much. Over to the communications team. Thank you. Communications team, can you please take up the space so that we can make way for our president?
So hello to you all. I'm Achai, a part of the communication team along with Hosea and Asher, and it really has been great being part of this team and getting to know you all and participating in the program generally. So it's been really great and I appreciate it. Thank you to Mr. Enoch, our president, and everyone else. If Hosea and Asher would like to say a word, please go ahead.
Thank you, Achai. This is Asha. First, I would like to say congratulations to everyone for making it this far. 6 weeks takes commitment to attend to all the the meetings, and I would like to also thank the volunteers who are participating in the speech and debate, plus the poems. I think it's been a great experience. I would like to pass my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Enoch for such a great opportunity to be part of the conversation team. Thank you, Achai, for always holding our hands and correcting us here and there. I really appreciate the opportunity, and congratulations to us all. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you guys. This is Fozia from communication team, along with Achai and Asha. Congratulations once again for making it through the end, for being very persistent, people trying to change and make a difference. I want to say thank you, Achai and Asha, for my team.
Fozia, we lost you. We can't hear you anymore.
In this communication thing, we've been trying so many things that.
Fozia, you're waking up. Your network is not stable. I think you should just type it in our chat box. But thank you very much. Over to you. Over to our president. Thank you.
I don't know. Thank you, everyone. I was, I was staying behind and listening to everyone's quest for. Someone, you mute, please. Yeah. So thank you very much. I was listening to everyone's speech, their words of wisdom, and I was like, "Wow, this is really amazing." This is a moment where you go. It's a moment of reflection. We had over, I think, 800 applicants. We recruited around 70, 80. Right? Guess what? How many have finished the program? 40 something. So what does that show? It shows, one, it shows resilience. But second, what entails is the commitment to excellence. What the culture we are trying to build in many young people is the culture of result-oriented, the culture of accountability, the culture of achievement. Many of you kind of criticize your leaders in many ways. In many ways, like they're not delivering what they promise, what they do. But it starts here. It starts here. How you attend programs, how you connect with others, how you are committed to small things. Part of a greater thing. Are you committed to the cause you dream? That's what makes a difference. Are you committed to results? Are you committed to excellence? Are you committed to time management? That's very key. So I really want to congratulate you that you met our standards. And if you meet our standards, there is no way you can't meet any other standards. So it's not about the number, it's about the capacity, the mentality, the change of mindset, the paradigm shift, Everything is created twice. First is in the mind, then it's manifested in the physical. Whatever is manifested in the mind is directly, proportionally manifested in the physical. So if you see excellent people, their mind is excellent. So let's go out there and be excellent. 5 things you should walk away with this. 1, be accountable. So whatever commitment you make, be accountable. Be accountable. So many people, when they hear the word accountability, they say this is a form of punishment or something like that. No, you're accountable to what you do. You respect what you do. You can defend what you do, your dreams, your aspirations, you can do it. So be accountable. And I can tell that you have been very accountable to this cohort session because you stayed, our kind of strict policy, you're there. You became accountable. So if anyone asks you that, oh, how about the other program you applied? You are very accountable because you stayed to the end. Not only that, but you learned. Number 2, pursue ideas, not labels. I will repeat, pursue ideas, not labels. Many people come from different backgrounds, East Africa and West Africa. Don't pursue tribes. Don't pursue ethnicities. Don't pursue religion. Don't pursue, political affiliations. Pursue ideas. Meaning you can rally around every idea that makes sense to your dreams, that makes sense to your growth, that makes sense to what you want to achieve. So pursue ideas, not labels. Number 4, that's number 3. Dream big, dream big. All the multi-billion organization you see around the world was just an idea put into practice. And by the way, let me tell you the secret. You don't have to be a genius to be successful. Actually, the most unsuccessful people are geniuses, if you didn't know that. You don't have to be some kind of rocket science person, metaphysics, geophysics, to be a genius. I mean, to be successful. You just have to commit to your dreams, just a commitment. So dream big, have a destiny you want to go. Whatever dream you want to be, if you want to be a business person, commit to that idea. So dream big. Number 4 is number 4. Number 4, have a wealth creation mindset. Let me ask you a question. Aren't you tired, guys? The poverty around your country, you see around your communities, you see around the mediocre. This is like 18th century lifestyle. People living in the caves, almost like living in the caves in the 21st century. So have a mindset of wealth creation. Now, you cannot bring people out of poverty when you yourself are poor. You cannot. You have to be empowered with the mindset. Have a mindset of prosperity. See interest. Pursue ideas that brings growth, brings self-enlightenment, and translate to community. The generation of Africans that will portray a new image, a new light, will portray a new momentum, will have the new frontiers of freedom. There are people who are going to be wealthy. There's no freedom in poverty. Poverty is a testament of slavery, a testament of mediocrity, and that's what we have been fighting for on the African continent. So pursue wealth creation. Have a mindset of wealth creation. I think we did that on financial wellness. We did that. So there is no little money. Whatever money you earn, whatever money you might get access to, you don't have. It's not about how much you earn. It's about the mentality you bring to how much you earn. So let's pursue the idea of wealth creation. Number 5 is, after you've done all that, you don't have to worry about to be successful. Success will take care of itself. So it's like you've done the basics. So as you graduate here, as you pursue, it's not about issuing a certificate and then you go. It's about creation, changing your mindset, the world. How is your universe in terms of mind changed? How is your universe in terms of your approach to life has changed? How do you see the people you've met? These are the future businessmen, these are the future prime ministers, these are future presidents, these are future doctors. So momentally pursue connections, network. Don't limit on a small island. If you're small, if you're from a small country, 2 million people, 500 million people, even if you're from a large country, it's not about the size of a country, it's about the size of your dream. So let's graduate from our small islands of mentality. Pursue, go to South Africa, go to Uganda, go to Zimbabwe, go to Rwanda, go to everywhere. Have ideas. So this is a very good platform. It's $1 million connections you guys are making right now. So utilize those connections. Now, it is beautiful if you have been here for 6 weeks and you have no friend. I think you need deliverance. For Christians, they will say you need deliverance prayers, but it's a serious problem. Make sure you have a connection. Make sure you have a connection before you, and you can continue with that. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much. I thank our team, communication team. You've done very excellent reminding you. I thank Nelson. Nelson, are you around here? He has been in all orientation.
Yes.
Recruitment. Yes, I would like you to say what to all people you recruited here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the wonderful time. And to our president, Mr. Enoch. Thank you for everything. And thank you for your trust in me, for giving me a great opportunity to work with the youth and share with them what I have. And the most important thing is after here, what are we going to do with the knowledge that we have, the knowledge that we acquire? It is just like a key. African Rebirth has given you a key into your hand. Then you are the one to decide what you're going to do with the key. You're going to open doors of opportunity. Use it very wisely. This is what I have to say for you. And then you have to be committed in whatever you do. Be serious in everything that you have passion in it. And money will come. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about anything. Just be serious. Focus on what can take you to a far place. The money will come. Opportunity will come. People will see what we are doing, and automatically everything will come. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Nelson. Nelson has been in recruitment. I think you guys have met him in recruitment, and he has been like he's a busy guy. He has a lot to do, but he decided to take care, connect with. Now Nelson is, I think, our first cohort. I think, if I remember well, he's our first cohort or second, but he has stayed through every cohort that comes. He's there to volunteer, to connect with people, to shed that light of hope. Thank you very much. So we have Telly. Telly, are you in the room? Terry? Maybe it's not. Okay, so we had Terry. Terry is from Zimbabwe, so he's a friend of mine. He works with some media companies in Zimbabwe. I think he stepped out, but that's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, going forward, so like you're told by the moderator, your certificates are ready. They will be sent out to your emails, so don't worry about certificates. Second, I want to announce our best speaker of the tournament. We had speeches in poem, poetry, in other public speaking engagement. So our best speaker for the championship 2022 7th cohort is Maryland from South Sudan. So congratulations, you exceeded. I wasn't there judging, but the judges say you've exceeded their expectations. So thank you very much. And unless someone has a question, please, you can ask. Don't want to take much of your time, and enjoy your weekend and celebrate your milestones. So if you have a question, suggestion, please go ahead. Silence means consent. So going forward, we're going to issue certificates. So let's do what we call social media crowd space. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna, tag your friends, those on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, IG. I don't know what happens on IG and Facebook, but I know at least what happens on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn a lot. So please tag your friends, tag African Rebirth, tag each one of us here. Tag, let's spread the information, because that's how we get other people to make aware other people that there is this opportunity. So please tag your friends, tag African Rebirth. Above all, tag African Rebirth. Okay? You can forget your friends, but tag African Rebirth, because that's how our young people get to know about these opportunities. And tag, spread the gospel. Don't be shy to share your victory. They are nice certificates if you can see them. So they're well made, so don't be shy. Second, you'll be wondering what's the way forward. So we're going to send you a link and join other alumni. So people who finish first cohort, second cohort, fifth, what. So tonight, you're going to again introduce yourself and connect with more people. We are going to work on our 7th cohort. So bye-bye 7th cohort group. So you're going to migrate to alumni. Now I understand some people don't like groups. If you want to stay connected, please stay in the group. If you want your privacy, there's no gun point on you. You can't just sleep, you know? So want to give that space to people. So that's all from me. Unless you have a question or anything, I want to thank you very much. And if you can forget anything, African Rebirth, at least never forget to defy mediocrity in your life, personal ambitions, in your work ethic, everything. Never forget to defy mediocrity. And the mediocrity, I wish I could write in all African languages, but I can explain all East African language, at least I speak. So please defy mediocrity, because that's what is inching Africa. Mediocrity in politics, mediocrity in business, mediocrity in social affairs. When shall we ever rise? Aren't you tired, ladies and gentlemen, being ranked in everywhere? We rank first in bad things. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. So we have to defy mediocrity. Someone has to be angry about it. Someone has to get tired of the routine. Someone has to get tired of the comfort zone. Someone has to get tired to create a new space. And I don't think it takes the whole continent. It takes 5 people, 3 people. And I believe with this cohort, with this mindset you're building, we can revolutionize Africa in something that will be a new frontier of prosperity, innovation. When shall we ever go to the moon? When can we stop watching other people going to the moon? Why can't we go to the moon? So such ideas are very vivid for a new generation of Africans. Stop blaming those guys, those old guys who are in their 70s. Don't, because when they were young, they also blamed others, but they didn't do anything. So it's us to make a difference. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you very much. Stay connected, stay in touch. I hand over the mic to the moderator. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, President, for such inspiring words. Really, for me to say anything will just undo everything that you just said. So I believe that there are no questions, and we'll just be waiting to be united with the other alumni from the previous cohorts, and it's going to be very exciting, and we're going to share opportunities and everything. So have a good evening, team. Congratulations to us. We really made it. Bye.
If you want to stay for a small chat, connect, no problem. We can stay like 15 minutes. Those who want to rush, please don't break plates. You can go.
Bye, team. See you in another group.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.